Hello and welcome to the history of Babylon 5. Today's episode, Warren Keffer, and here we go. Lieutenant Warren Keffer was a male human and Alliance pilot. He served as a Starfury pilot on Babylon 5 and member of the Zeta Wing. After the death of Zeta Leader Ray Galus, he became the new leader. He was killed in 2259 by a shadow vessel. In 2259, Keffer was stationed on Babylon 5 and was a member of Zeta Wing under Ray Galus. Shortly after Captain John Sheridan was appointed to the station, the Minbari war cruiser Trogati came out of hiding. The crew refused to surrender at the end of the Earth-Minbari War and held a grudge against Sheridan. Keffer's squadron was sent into the standoff with the Trogati and its fighters until Sheridan sensed that he was being set up and ordered them to hold their fire. Instead, another Minbari war cruiser arrived and ordered the Trogati to surrender, but the crew set the ship on self-destruct instead. Soon thereafter, Babylon 5 received a distress call from a ship in Grid Epsilon. Keffer and Zeta Wing were dispatched to investigate, and they found the ship adrift with all crew except one, dead. The ship was subsequently taken to Babylon 5. Later, when war criminal Jason Colby took Colonel Rabok, in reality telepath criminal Cypher, hostage and tried to escape on a shuttle, Zeta Wing was scrambled to intercept them. However, the shuttle exploded from the inside as a result of the scuffle between the two criminals. When the Explorer class EAS Cortez was lost in hyperspace, Keffer was one of the Zeta Squadron pilots that participated in the rescue mission. Sheridan formulated a plan to create a chain of ships so that each member was within range of the previous squad mate, and in this way avoided being lost. Keffer was the furthest out and successful in reaching the Cortez. However, a strange black ship suddenly appeared, struck and destroyed Galus' Starfury, but only damaged Keffer's Starfury. He began drifting in hyperspace with no communication, so Keffer began shooting at the direction of the exit gate to guide the Cortez. Captain Jack Maynard understood Keffer, and the Cortez returned safely, along with the rest of Zeta Squadron. Keffer was presumed killed in action with Galus initially. However, Keffer soon regained control of his ship, but the exit gate signal was lost. Suddenly, the same strange object appeared. Thinking that he might be traveling along the same course it came from, Keffer used the trajectory to reorient himself, allowing him to figure out the right direction to the station. There, he was greeted and additionally asked to become the new Zeta leader. Keffer accepted the offer and soon reported about the mysterious ship. However, since his recording machinery was not working at the time of his encounter, he had no evidence to prove what he had seen. Following this, he became determined to find out what the spacecraft really was. Later that year, Keffer was doing some routine maintenance work in the hangar bay when he spotted Security Chief Michael Garibaldi and tried to sneak aboard one of the ships. Garibaldi, suspecting Centauri Ambassador Londo Mollari's involvement in the destruction of Narn Outpost in Sector 37, had begun spying on Londo. After learning that the latter was planning a meeting with Lord Rifa, Garibaldi had decided to beat him to the rendezvous point and spy on the ambassador. Keffer offered to pilot the ship and fly Garibaldi to his destination. When the two of them emerged from the jump gate near the planet where Londo was supposed to arrive, Garibaldi began telling Keffer the story of his meeting with Commander Jeffrey Sinclair, the previous commander of Babylon 5, in an attempt to kill some time. Garibaldi told Keffer how Sinclair hired him as a pilot on Mars. He did not have time to finish, though, as a similar vessel to the one Keffer had seen in hyperspace appeared and shot their ship down, and Keffer had to crash land it on a planet. Their transmitter broken in the crash, the two decided to go to a nearby Centauri settlement and ask for help. On their way, Garibaldi continued his story, telling Keffer how he had once crashed his shuttle while on a mission with Sinclair, and how they subsequently ventured off to find help. When Keffer and Garibaldi scaled a mountain, they witnessed the mysterious ship land on the other side, and its complement embarking on a search for them. The two sped up, hoping to leave their pursuers behind. When they reached a clearing in the surrounding jungle, Keffer began to suspect that their placement was in fact set up by Garibaldi, who was allied with the attackers. Unbeknownst to Keffer, his mind was being affected by the aliens who were pursuing him, who were telepaths. Keffer forced Garibaldi to drop his PPG, and then fired his own weapon at him, but Garibaldi ducked, and Keffer hit one of the aliens instead, severing the telepathic link. After he came to his senses, Keffer threw Garibaldi's PPG back at him, and the two of them killed the remaining enemies, whose bodies evaporated after death. Now that they were safe, Garibaldi finally reached the most interesting part of the story. While looking for help on Mars, he and Sinclair had found a similar-looking mysterious ship. There was also a facility established near the ship, which Garibaldi and Sinclair had infiltrated. Upon discovering that experiments were being conducted on the people there, they had destroyed the facility. Just as Garibaldi had finished his story, he and Keffer were taken into custody by the local Centauri on charges of spying. The head of the settlement contacted Londo on Babylon 5 in an attempt to prove that Keffer and Garibaldi were allowed to be in Centauri space. If Londo would not confirm that, the two would be executed. Instead of Londo, his aide Vircado responded to the call, claiming that Londo was unavailable. Vir lied that the two officers were permitted to be in that sector of space. However, Londo soon answered the transmission. Keffer and Garibaldi's lives were in Londo's hands, who, much to the two humans' relief, backed Vir's words. The two were released and returned to Babylon 5. That last bit came from Babylon 5 the comic book, issue 6, Against the Odds. While Babylon 5 became a party to 25,000 Gropos, Keffer was forced to share his quarters with two Marines, Large and Yang. While Keffer was initially frustrated with such conditions, the three soon became good friends. Unfortunately, both Marines were killed in Operation Sudden Death on Actor shortly thereafter. A short time later, an unidentified object was spotted near Babylon 5, and Keffer was sent in to investigate. It turned out that the object was just a teddy bear, a toy which had been made for the Babylon 5 fair to portray John Sheridan, and which had been spaced out by Sheridan himself. Smiling, Keffer did not reveal what the object was, reporting only that it was harmless. Keffer used much of his off-duty time looking for the mysterious ship he had encountered in hyperspace. When this had become known to the command staff, Keffer was ordered to stop. When a Marqueb transport vessel was delayed beyond an appointed time and was not responding to Babylon 5's calls, Zeta Wing was sent in to investigate. Keffer and his group soon found the ship drifting in space with the entire crew dead, killed by the Drafa plague, which soon wiped out the entire Marqueb species. Keffer soon received a word that one of the Delta Wing pilots, Mitch Harvey, had also seen something in hyperspace. Keffer told Mitch about his own encounter and was warned by him not to try to find the vessel. However, Mitch gave Keffer his data crystals with some readings on the mysterious ship. That same year, a war between the Narn regime and the Centauri Republic occurred. The Narns were defeated and their military forces were almost decimated. One Narn ship requested sanctuary near Babylon 5 and Sheridan agreed. However, the Centauri soon learned about it and demanded that the ship be given to them, to which end they sent a battlecruiser. Sheridan refused, and the Centauri began targeting the Narn ship. Since the ship was undergoing repairs and thus could not defend itself, Zeta Wing was called in to assist. While Babylon 5 fought the Centauri cruiser, Keffer's squad escorted the Narns through hyperspace to safety. Keffer soon picked up a signal similar to the one Mitch had given him and set off alone to investigate. Keffer was finally successful in his quest as he saw the same black ship. He managed to record it and dumped the footage before the ship attacked and killed him. The footage from his ship was found and released on the ISN network soon afterwards. Despite the ultimate price Keffer paid for the evidence, the footage was shortly removed from syndication. Thank you for watching the history of Babylon 5. Have a great day. Bye-bye.